There are some people that do it for relaxation, others competition, and some even do it to make a living. I'm Annie Pierre, and this is Blaze. We're going to give you an introduction to the horse world. The equine world is an industry of diversity. There are 267 breeds of horses and many different horseback riding disciplines. Each breed is known for excelling in at least one of these disciplines. For example, the thoroughbred is good for racing and jumping. Another example is the quarter horse, who tends to excel in sports like western pleasure, barrel racing, and roping. Deciding what you want to do with your horse will not only determine which breed you get, but also what type of equipment you will need. English saddles are low profile and lightweight. You would use these if you want to get into jumping. Western saddles are much heavier, some weighing up to 40 pounds. You'll use these if you want to rope or run barrels. Saddle prices vary depending on their quality. You should expect to spend $200 at the very least, but don't be surprised when you see saddles going for upwards of $5,000. Horseback riding isn't a cheap hobby. Most people keep their horses at somebody else's barn. This is called boarding. Fees for boarding here in Ohio average $325 to $425 a month. How much you pay depends on what the barn has to offer you and your horse. There are a few general things to look for when choosing a barn. Does it offer outside pastures for turnout? A lot of horses tend to get restless standing in a stall all day, especially if they aren't being worked regularly. What about indoor and outdoor riding areas? Outdoor riding is nice when it's sunny, but it's a huge convenience to be able to ride indoors when it's snowing or raining. Access to poles, barrels, cattle, and a round pen are some other luxuries that are useful when you are in training situations. How often does the barn clean stalls and change shavings? Also, how big are the stalls? Do they have a window for your horse to look out? And do they provide fans or other ventilation for hot summer days? You should also be aware of what type of grain and how much your horse is being fed. Enough talk about expenses. Let's get to the good stuff. Getting your horse ready to ride takes some time. Start by getting all the dirt and loose hairs off. This keeps your horse healthy and comfortable. You should also comb through your horse's tail and mane. Don't be afraid to get in there and get the tangles out. Unlike human hair, horses feel nothing when it's being pulled. Cleaning out hooves is extremely important. You want to take your hoof pick and remove any dirt or rocks that have been caught. This doesn't hurt your horse either. Their hooves are equivalent to our fingernails. Now you can throw your saddle pad on. This keeps the saddle from hitting any of your horse's pressure points and prevents his skin from being rubbed raw. Go ahead and put your saddle on. Then tighten your girth slowly. You want it to be snug, but not too tight that it's uncomfortable. You should always check this before getting on your horse, in case it comes loose. Most riders begin to lunge their horses before they get on. The horse will go in a circle around you at a trot and a canter. This is a great way to let your horse get out his extra energy before you get on and start demanding things from him. He might buck or run, which is fine, as long as he listens when you tell him to stop. Before you get on, you need to put on your horse's bridle. A bridle has a bit which goes into his mouth. It also has reins for you to hold on to. This is your main form of control when you are riding. What you do while riding your horse really depends on how much he is willing to trust and listen to you. The most basic is a walk. The next speed would be a trot. The fastest speed is a canter. You shouldn't expect anything more from your horse until you too have these fundamentals down.
Much better.
Horseback riding is a business, a sport, and a partnership. Regardless of what your motive might be, there's a horse out there for you whenever you're ready to start.